Aiming, the most highly coveted skill in all of FPS gaming. It is seen as the mark of a person that separates himself from the masses. If a player has good aim, he's considered one of the best players in the world. And it makes sense. Aiming is a very inconsistent thing, and if a person can make it as consistent as possible, then that's something to celebrate. With everyone trying to become the best aimer in the world, people are spending thousands of hours in Kovacs or in AimLab. The problem is that people seem to think that in order to differentiate themselves, they have to become the best aimer in the world. The thing is, everyone's trying to become the best aimer in the world. So how are you really differentiating yourself? How is it that despite the fact that people are constantly aim training, none of them can actually really get as consistent as the pros? Chances are, most of these people are aim training very, very incorrectly. Or some of these people shouldn't be aim training at all. In fact, if you're trying to become consistent and the top level player in a game such as Valorant or Siege, you shouldn't really be focusing on your aim training. You should be focusing on your in-game mechanics. Even aiming within a game or performing within a game is very different in just having good raw aim or having good aim in an aim trainer. Those are two very different things. Let's say you're trying to go to NBA. In order to become an NBA caliber player, you must train all these different things. If you just lifted weights in the gym all day, you're never going to become an NBA basketball player because you're not training anything in basketball. Now, if you just lifted weights as you're training and then just went straight into games, well, you haven't trained any of your mechanics in the court, so how the fuck are you going to expect to perform in a basketball game when all you've been doing is lifting weights? It may help you jump higher, run faster, but at the end of the day, it's not going to help your actual mechanics. So not only do you have to lift weights in the gym to get strong, but you also need to train your mechanics. You need to train your dribbling. You need to train your defense. You need to train your shooting. You have to train your mechanics. And then you have to play games in order to gain more experience and actually put those mechanics to real practice, right? Put yourself in actual in-game scenarios, right? Whether it be a basketball game or just a practice, right? It's a 5-on-5. You need to think about it the same way for Valorant. Aim training is like lifting. Yes, it'll help your aim get better, but at the end of the day, there's so much more that you have to learn that's just one aspect. But your comp games are just like your games, right? Your comp games are great for simulating actual scenarios in which you need to use that aim and how to get better and get in-game experience, right? And gain game sense. But the thing is, unless you train your mechanics as well as those two things, you're not going to really get that far, or it's going to halt the rate of your improvement. Not only do you need to quote-unquote lift or aim train, and you also need to get in-game experience, meaning play comp, you also need to train your mechanics. And the best way to do that is in-game as well. So deathmatch or the range mechanics being your movement, how you swing, your crosshair placement, your gun skill, right? Things that help you become more consistent as an in-game aimer rather than a raw aimer. Everyone looks at these pro players and sees, oh, they have really good raw aim. They do have good raw aim, however, but they're very, very consistent with the in-game mechanic that are set in place. Whether it's CSGO, because CSGO has very different in-game mechanics than Valorant. Valorant has very different in-game mechanics than Siege, right? The pro players in each of those games master those in-game mechanics, and that's what makes them not only consistent because those in-game mechanics for the most part stay the same, but also because they've mastered the game, they can perform at a high level. That's it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, share if this video would help out your friends. And please come over to my Twitch streams. I'm there grinding to Radiant right now. And please feel free to ask me any questions about how to improve and whatnot, because I am an immortal player, so I'm decent. But yeah, please pop up to my Twitch streams. Thank you.